Good evening and welcome. I am Saadia Afzaal and this is Global Lens on Apna Watan TV. The world is changing, power is shifting, and the West is nervous. Why? Because the so-called Global South is no longer silent. BRICS, that's Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, has expanded. More countries want in. And they are not just pushing for economic cooperation. They are challenging the very foundation of Western dominance. Let's unpack this. For decades, the United States and its allies have dictated the rules of global politics. They control the IMF, the World Bank, and the SWIFT banking system. They sanction whoever they dislike, they invade when it suits them. Iraq, Libya, Afghanistan, Palestine. What do these places have in common? Western interference, and in many cases, absolute destruction. But now, countries are saying enough is enough. BRICS is not a Western invention. It's not a military alliance. It's a symbol of resistance. Resistance to economic bullying and geopolitical hypocrisy. This year, BRICS expanded. It welcomed Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Iran, Egypt, Ethiopia, and Argentina. Notice the trend: major oil producers, strategic players from the Muslim world, Africa, and Latin America. The core agenda of BRICS is de-dollarization. Countries are tired of trading in the US dollar, especially when Washington weaponizes it. Pakistan knows the pain. Every time a rupee shakes, it's tied to the dollar's volatility. And every IMF loan comes with conditions that hurt the average Pakistani. Imagine a world where Pakistan could trade in yuan or rupees or a BRICS currency without dollar dependency. Would we be better off? You decide. For years, Pakistan was seen as a nation on the sidelines, burdened by debt, politically unstable, a pawn in someone else's game. But today, the headlines are changing. Slowly, Pakistan is re-entering the conversation, not as a follower, but as a strategic force. The world is shifting. The old power centers, Washington, London, Brussels, no longer hold the uncontested sway they once did. And as the West loses its grip, countries like Pakistan are quietly becoming more relevant, more central, and more necessary. Let me explain how and why. Pakistan sits at the crossroads of Asia, the Middle East, and Central Asia. That's not a slogan. It's a fact that global powers are now forced to acknowledge again. The US couldn't exit Afghanistan without Pakistan. China can't push forward with the Belt and Road Initiative without CPEC, the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. And Gulf states can't expand eastward trade without access through Pakistan ports. The West ignored this strategic geography for years. Not anymore. BRICS is expanding, and while Pakistan hasn't officially joined, our proximity to China and Russia, both core BRICS members, gives us indirect influence already. China sees Pakistan as its anchor in South Asia. Russia is engaging more with Islamabad than ever before. Energy talks, defense dialogues, and regional cooperation. And Gulf countries that are now part of BRICS, like Saudi Arabia and the UAE, are deepening their ties with Pakistan. In other words, Pakistan may not wear the BRICS badge yet, but we are already in the room, quietly but deliberately. The Muslim world is also changing. The narrative is no longer dictated by just oil-rich monarchies. Pakistan is stepping up diplomatically and morally. From speaking up for Palestine at the United Nations to calling out Western hypocrisy on human rights, to forging closer ties with Turkey, Iran, and Central Asian republics, Pakistan is reshaping its identity. A nuclear-armed democracy, a technological hub in the making, a regional bridge, not a battleground. We're not asking for a seat at the table. We are creating our own space. Yes, we face economic challenges. That's no secret. But even in crisis, Pakistan has remained too big to ignore. Why? Because international players want access to our markets, our corridors, and our ports. Russia wants to sell oil to Pakistan. China wants to manufacture here. The Gulf wants food security through Pakistani agriculture. And the West, they know that isolating Pakistan means losing influence in a region that connects India, China, Iran, Afghanistan, and the Arab world. They have played that game before. It didn't work. The West is not going to surrender its power easily, but the balance is shifting. Slowly, but surely. As Pakistanis, we must understand the tides of history. We must align ourselves with blocs that respect sovereignty, not bully it. The world is realigning. This is not 2001, and this is not 2018. Pakistan is no longer a country begging for relevance. It is a country redefining it on its own terms. The world is entering a multipolar era. And as global power fragments, nations like Pakistan, with geographic leverage, military strength, and a rising diplomatic voice, are becoming indispensable. We may still face internal challenges, but globally, Pakistan is being watched, not ignored. The question is not whether Pakistan is relevant. The question is, are we ready to use that relevance wisely? This is Saadia Afzaal with the perspective on a world that's changing fast. Stay tuned.
You are watching Apna Watan.